Hey y'all, on today's edition of Grilling with Granddaddy Daddy, we're gonna be grilling, but we're not gonna be grilling anything to eat. Buddy of mine gave me an Ozark Trail Dutch oven. It's 6 quart, and wanted me to do a video about seasoning it. Okay, so I'm grilling with Granddaddy Daddy, so we're gonna season it on the big green egg. I'm gonna bring it up to about 350 degrees, and we're gonna let it ride there for 2 or 3 hours. And it's pre-seasoned, so basically we're just gonna do a second seasoning to it. So we're gonna use the diverter plate. I'm gonna turn it upside down, and we'll set the Dutch oven on top of it, and we're gonna let it go. And just all we're gonna do basically is cook the Dutch oven. So let me show you how I'm gonna oil it up, and let's get it seasoning. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how I do this. If you have a different method, yeah, by all means, let me know in the comments. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just dump some oil in here. Not a lot, just a little bit. I'm also going to put some on the lid. I'm going to get a paper towel, especially for the lid. And I'm just going to wipe this oil all over the inside of the lid. I don't know if that does it justice. Now, in the Dutch oven itself, I put more oil, and I'm just going to coat the whole inside of the Dutch oven with the oil. So I'm just wipe it. I'm coating the whole inside. It's hard to do this while I'm holding the camera, so you see the gist of it. You can see. Now I'm going to put this down and I'm finished. All right, so I'm going to finish wiping this down. Basically what seasoning does with a cast iron pot, pan, whatever, you're making it non-stick. And when you get one seasoned, you can cook an egg on it without having to add anything else to it to keep it from sticking. Some of you guys already know how to do this, and those, I'm expecting comments from y'all on what you would do different than how I do it. All right, so I'll put a little extra on the lid. I'm gonna put the lid on. Now we're gonna take it out, put it on the grill. So we got our grill heating up. Now we're gonna take our plate setter, which is what I was trying to remember that it's called earlier. We're gonna set it in upside down. Now we're gonna set the Dutch oven on top of the plate setter. Okay, so now we're gonna take our Dutch oven and we're gonna set it right there on the plate setter. And we're gonna see if it closes. And it does close. So what I'm doing right now, I'm heating up the plate setter. I've got the Dutch oven sitting on top of it. So I'm just basically slowly heating everything up until I get my fire going in the grill. And then I'm gonna shut it down, and we're gonna cook it for about 2.5 to 3 hours between 300 and 350 degrees. And you might ask, why are you doing this on a grill? Can't you do it in your oven? I can, but this is Grilling with Granddaddy Daddy, so I gotta have a grill. And it's not really gonna affect it one way or another. The big thing you want when you're seasoning one of these is the heat. You gotta have the heat. And I have in the past seasoned them 3 or 4 times, heat it up, let it cool down, oil it, heat it up, let it cool down. This one's pre-seasoned, so my experience with pre-seasoned cast iron is you season it one time and then you're good, and every time you cook on it, you are actually re-seasoning it. Okay, so I'm gonna let it sit like it is right now while my fire gets going good, and I wanna heat everything up real slow, and then we'll finish. Okay, so we're at 300 degrees. I'll give you a quick peek. I don't want it to cool off too much. All right, and it's just sitting there cooking. Okay, that's all we're doing. We're gonna sit there and let it cook. And I'm gonna let it get up to about 350 degrees, and then we're just gonna hold it, and we're gonna sit there for about 3 to 4 hours. Right now it's 5:30 in the evening, so let's see how we go. Okay, we're 3 hours in. We're bouncing between 350 and 390 degrees. Let's take a look at our pot that we're cooking. Okay, you can see we've just colored the handle a little bit. And I'm gonna let this thing go for about another hour. And then we're gonna let it cool down. And that's where we are. I mean, it's that easy. Okay, so we've been cooking this thing for 3 hours. So I'm gonna open it up. It's 400 degrees-ish, so it's really hot. You see that. I'm not gonna leave it sitting here for very long because it's burning my daggone hands. All right, can you see that? Still a little bit of residual oil in there. So, you could do that as many times as you want to, but that is now a seasoned pot. And so we can shut everything down, and it's gonna take it probably overnight to cool down in this setup. So I'm just gonna leave it that way. Actually, I'm not gonna leave it that way. I'm gonna let it cool for a couple of hours just inside the grill, and then I'm gonna take it in the house. I don't want any condensate to get in it. So I'll take it in the house once it's cool enough, and I'll let it sit on the counter in the house overnight to finish cooling all the way down. Because if I get any condensate in it, it might rust, and I don't want to do that because I just spent some charcoal getting it seasoned. So I hope this was an informative video. Really not talking about cooking or cooking implements or anything like that. We're just basically, we baked a pot. If y'all have any comments, or if you do it differently, or if you have ways for me to do it differently, or if you disagree with what I did or how I did it, put it in the comments. Everybody that replies within the first couple of weeks, I'll make sure I respond. And that being said, until next time I see y'all at the grill, y'all keep on grilling.